Coming to lie on your back with your knees bent. And just bring your hands onto your belly, or maybe your fingers rest on the bones of your pelvis. They're there, I promise you. And as you start to feel the torso, the back of the pelvis, back of your head start to get heavy into the floor. Start to tune into your breath. And you notice as you inhale, the hands just broaden apart and then fall back inwards and downwards as you exhale. And as you notice the breath, can you feel that you're breathing into the back of the body as well? So feeling a subtle broadening of the back of the pelvis, the back of the rib cage, and even maybe the back of the skull. Drawing spaciousness into the spine. With that inhale and feeling that space stay there, as if it's forged a new path as you exhale. Sensing any tension in the jaw and the face. And noticing the shoulder blades releasing into the floor. And with that, a broadening of the chest, the collarbones. With your next inhale, releasing the hands from your belly, stretch the arms overhead, reach back through your fingertips, and feel a lengthening even from the tailbone, the sit bones to the fingertips. And as you exhale, just hug the right knee in. Squeezing the air out. Inhale, reaching the arms back as the foot comes back to the floor. And then exhale, hug the left knee in. Great, keep that going. Inhaling to reach back. Exhaling to hug in. Nice, finding a rhythm and flow to the breath. And meeting that with a flowing movement without tension. Lovely. Do one more of those each side. Great. And then as you come back to the right side, bringing the thigh in, take the hands to the back of the hamstring, the back of the leg. Lovely. And then just start to reach the sole of the foot to the ceiling, pressing the thigh bone into the hands a little bit and circle the ankle. Right, feel any stretchiness that's there, trying to keep tension out of the shoulders so you're still melting the shoulders back to the floor. And then point and flex to your fullest range of movement. Feel the stretch down the top of the foot, the back of the calf, the knee maybe. Lovely, one more circle. Good, and then release the hands, take the arms overhead and start to lengthen that leg out from your pelvis and lower it to the floor. Good, take hold of your right wrist and just slide the shoulders over to the left side of your mat. So you're in a bit of a banana shape and breathe into the right lung, opening up the side body. Feel as if you're lengthening the right leg out of the pelvis. Take another breath here. And then come back into the center, bringing the hands to the back of the left thigh, right foot on the floor. And then again, pressing the thigh bone into the hands. Start to reach the foot towards the ceiling. You're not necessarily aiming to have that leg super straight. So if you're tight in the hamstrings, it doesn't matter. There can be a bend to the knee. You just take it to where you feel that end range, but it's comfortable and doesn't feel pingy. Great, start to circle the ankle, drawing a big smooth circle on the ceiling. Nice. And then point and flex to your full range and just notice the stretches, the change in stretch, the parts of your body that respond, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Lovely, one more circle. And then again, reaching the hands overhead, reaching out into the fingers from the pelvis, start to lower the leg. Again, lengthening out from the core of your body into the heel as the foot comes to the floor, and then take hold of your left wrist. Take the shoulders to the right just a little bit into that crescent shape and breathe into the stretch. Breathe into what you feel, maybe the waist, the hip, maybe the lung. Feel as if you're breathing into that left lung. Lovely, have another breath. Great. And then as you bring the arms down, keep the left leg straight and take the left hand onto the right knee. So you can lift the foot off the floor, and then we'll take that into a twist. So bring that knee across your body. So you roll to the left side of your body. So you're not trying to get the knee on the floor. Take the right arm out wide, maybe the gaze to the right if that's comfortable for your neck. And again, breathe into the twist, and you can experiment with where you have that knee. Maybe it's straight out in front of the hip. Maybe you draw it up towards your left shoulder a little bit. Find a comfortable and useful stretch. And then start to come back. Hug both knees in for a moment, and then straighten the right leg. Take the right hand to the left knee, left arm out wide, and take that twist to the other side. If your neck feels comfortable, then take the gaze to the left. And take a few breaths here. Lovely. And you can experiment with where you have that knee, how much you hug it in. Yeah. Keeping the right leg straight, roll onto your back. So as you scoop your right knee in, the right knee comes to the back of the left knee. So you've got your legs crossed, knees together. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So as you hug your knees in, you might feel a little bit of a stretch in your hips. Take your hands onto the top thigh. So this is my left thigh here. So cross the legs close together, and so bring the knees closer. So the right knee tucks behind the left. Yeah. Yeah, Kenny Everett. Take your hands onto your thigh and you're pushing your thigh. So as you then resist that push with the legs, can you feel that you start to engage your lower belly? So feel as if you're going to lift your sit bones off the floor and you're pressing the hands into the thigh. You're resisting that press, feeling your lower belly tone. Lovely. And breathe. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. A couple more breaths. Really feel that core switching on. So you're drawing your belly up, pubic bone to navel. Great. And then release by uncrossing the legs. Take the knees wide and just have a little circle. And then we're going to cross the knees the other way. So your right knee crosses over your left. Good. You might feel a little stretch here. And then pressing your hands into the thigh is pushing into the hands, and then lift the tailbone. So as you lift the tailbone, you're squeezing your tummy muscles, feeling as if you're scooping from the pubic bone to the navel. Lovely. Good, feel a bit of heat in your body, breathing deeply. See if you can feel the muscles working. Well done. One more breath here. Push. And then release, uncross the legs. Just circle the knees and then roll to the side. Come onto your hands and knees and come into child's pose. So you can have the knees just a little bit wider than your shoulders and sit back towards your heels, but not so wide as we sometimes do, not quite as wide as your sticky mat. Lovely. And breathe into the back of the body, breathe into the waist. And as you exhale, tone the belly back. And we start to move with the breath. So inhale here in child's pose. As you exhale, start to lift up into cat pose. So the knees can be a little narrower if you wish.
So you're drawing the belly up away from the floor, tucking the chin and the tailbone, and then you inhale into cow pose, looking to the top of your mat, broaden sit bones, broaden collarbones. Good. As you exhale, sit back into child, let the head release, take an inhale here. As you exhale, pushing up into cat pose, inhale into cow pose, and exhale, sitting back into child's pose. So we keep that flow, that rhythm. You inhale in child, exhale cat, inhale cow, exhale sit back child. Take an inhale into the back of the body. Exhale, drawing the belly up as you come up. Inhale, lengthen the spine, crown to tail, and then exhale, sit back. Good, inhale in child. Keep it going. Exhale, push into the hands, cat pose, pull your belly back. Lovely, inhale, lengthening. Exhale, sit back, child's pose. Good, take another inhale, one more round. Good, exhale up into cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, sitting back. And just take 2 more breaths, child's pose. Reaching the hands forwards, a gentle pressure of the hands into the floor. Can you broaden the scapulae, the shoulder blades? Good. And then start to walk the hands back. The hips lift. So now we have hips above knees and the hands are extending forwards. So start to thread the right arm underneath, palm up, take the right shoulder to the floor. So we come into a thoracic twist here. So right hand towards the radiator. There we go. So bend your left elbow. So the elbow is pointing up to the ceiling. That's it. And you're pushing down into the floor. Can you wrap your left shoulder blade into the back of your heart? Lovely. You get more twist. Now have a breath into the upper back. Feel the twistiness. Ground that left hand, start to come on up. Reaching your right hand forwards, keeping the hips lifted. Take that to the other side. So threading the left arm under, palm up. And bend your right elbow. Push your right hand, maybe the fingertips into the floor, and wrap that right shoulder blade into the back of your heart. And then as you feel a deeper twist in the thoracic spine, the upper back, breathe into it. As if you were breathing space into the spine. Lovely. And then start to push into the right hand, come up, back onto that 4-point kneeling. Just move your knees back a tiny bit, couple of centimeters, and tuck the toes. Good. And then start to take the belly back towards the thighs and make your hands and your arms super strong. So feel the 10 pads pressing into the floor, the inner edges of your hands pressing into the floor, and feel as if you're hugging the arms towards each other. And then start to lift the hips. So lead with the hips come up towards the ceiling, pressing into your hands, your ears are between your arms, downward facing dog. And then if it feels good, start to release the ankles, the inner heels to the back of your mat. You're not trying to straighten your knees. You're trying to lift and lengthen the spine. And find space there. That's brilliant. Holly, that's your best downward facing dog ever. Nice. Take another breath here, downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And then lift the right leg high. Bend the knee. And as you bend the knee, can you stack the hips? So you start to twist the pelvis to the right. Look out underneath your right armpit and then see if you can get your knee a tiny bit higher. Lovely. And then we'll draw a circle. So you're going to take the knee down towards the mat, circle it towards the elbow, lift it up towards the ceiling, and then take it back. So circling the knee, bringing it in, pushing it out, and maybe even straightening at the end of your circle. Good. In, out, back. And then bring the right foot next to the left. Just walk out the feet. Walk out the legs and come back downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg high and then stacking the hips. Bend the knee, look out underneath your left armpit.
Good, and then let's circle. So you start to draw the pelvis back square to the mat as you bring the knee down. Take it out, stacking the hips, lifting high. Good, one more circle. Round, out, up. Good, let's do one more. Lovely. And then straighten that leg out, both legs straight. And then left foot next to right foot. Lovely. And then start to walk the hands back to the feet until the heels ground, soften the knees and come into forward fold. Hold on to the elbows. So the knees are soft here. As you breathe deeply, can you allow the spine just to release into gravity and feel as the spine lengthens, crown towards the floor? Is there a little bit more space you can get between each vertebra? Start to firm the legs as we inhale, hands to the shins, and lengthen the crown forwards. So the body's parallel to the floor. Soften the knees and exhale back into your fold. Just do 2 more breaths like that. Inhaling, lengthen, toning the belly. Exhaling and folding. Last one here. Inhale. And then exhale. Great. Now you can either roll up, or if your back feels strong today, tone the belly, lengthen forwards, take the arms out wide, and then sweep all the way up to standing, lengthening the fingertips to the ceiling. Tone the belly as you lengthen the tailbone, and take hold of your right wrist. And as you push your right foot into the floor, grounding through the feet, start to hinge over to the left. Relax the shoulders a little bit. Take another breath into the side. Can you lengthen tailbone a little bit more? And then inhale, center. Change the grasp of your wrists. And hinge over to the other side. Breathing into that lung, into that side, grounding into your feet. And then inhale back to the center and release the arms and come to the front of your mat. And you might need your knee pad. Well, I don't know what happened this time. I'll nick this one. Right, so you can have that on the mat. We're on a hard floor here in the studio. Good, so coming to the front of your mat. There we are. Again, just feel as if you're rooting your feet into the floor. And as you feel that you're pushing down, feel that equal and opposite energy coming all the way up your body. Nice and tall. Tone the tummy muscles. Shoulders are sitting nicely on the back, open through the collarbones. And then as you inhale, take the arms up, maybe the gaze up. Keep rooting through the feet. Either you can float down if your back feels strong, or you can roll down, bending the knees all the way into your forward fold. Inhale and lengthen, look forwards, toning the belly. Exhale, hands to the floor, step the left foot, long lunge back, drop the left knee. Lovely. And as you inhale, can you, if you've got bricks, you can have your bricks either side of you. Good. So with the inhale, we're broadening the collarbones, drawing the tips of the shoulder blades into the back of the heart center. Good. And then feel as if you're scissoring the legs together, and maybe you can get a little bit more lift. Nice. Take another breath here. Feel that stretch in the hip. And then as you exhale, push back into the bricks, take the sit bones back, and this front foot just rolls onto the heel. So if that feels too strong on the hamstrings, so keep the knee down. Yeah, make it easier for yourself. And yeah, if that feels really strong on your hamstrings, just relax the foot down. If you can, you draw the toes back, and you'll feel that a little bit more in the hamstrings. So be kind to yourself, find what works better for you. Lovely. And then you can walk the bricks in a little bit more. You still want to feel that you've got length in the front of your body. Bow your head, and again, breathe into your body. Notice the sensations. Can you keep a little bit of energy in the legs, scissoring a little bit together? And then we'll walk forwards again, inhaling as you lunge deeply through the hips
And as you scissor the legs towards each other, feel that energy rise, tone the belly, lift up the heart. Good. Take the ears back, the throat back, the back of your neck is long. And take another couple of breaths here. On your next exhale, take the hips back into Hanumanasana prep once more. Sitting back, you can lift these toes or you can let it relax if it's too strong on your hamstring. And the bricks can come back so that you get more lift through the torso. Can you feel as if you're wrapping the outside of your right hip down towards the floor? Looks great. Nice, steady breath. And then come back into your lunge, take the bricks to the sides, ground the hands and lift the back knee. Good. And inhale all the way up, three-legged dog, right foot to the ceiling. Good. Now you're going to keep the shape of downward facing dog and you're going to hug this knee in towards your nose. So the hips stay lifted. Can you bend the knee, bring it into the chest, hug it in, hug it in, hug it in. Breathe. Good. And then inhale, lengthen it back out. And do that one more time. Exhaling, squeezing in. So you're not coming forwards into plank, you're staying in down dog. That's brilliant. Good. Inhale one more time. Exhale, hug it in. Good. Really pulling the knee up to the nose. And then stepping forwards. Drop that left knee down again. Sweep the arms up this time. Take hold of the left wrist, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And again, a lengthening of the tailbone as you draw the belly up. And then hinge over to the right. And take a couple of breaths into the side body, into the hip. Feeling as if you're still energy flowing from the base of your ribs down the flesh of your buttocks as you tone the belly. Lovely. Take one more breath. And then inhale back to the center. Exhale, hands to the floor. Sweep the right foot up again. Three-legged dog. And then bring the right foot next to the left. And then inhale, the left leg lifts. Good. As you exhale, step it forwards and drop the right knee down to the floor. And you can take your bricks again here. So we lunge the hips forwards. Or down, if you like. So just have a look at that front knee. You've got your knee more or less above the ankle. So you could bring that left foot a tiny bit further forward. Yeah, and then you can get a bit deeper in the hips. Feel that? Okay. And then see, can you feel that sense of opening the collarbones, the tips of the shoulder blades draw in. And then squeeze the legs towards each other. So you're not just sinking and collapsing in the hips, you've got this sense of lift and you're able to tone the belly. As you exhale, sit the hips back, Hanumanasana prep, and these toes can just lift away from the floor if that feels comfortable for the back of your leg. If it feels too much, you feel as if something's going to ping and you can't breathe steadily, then you relax the foot. And the bricks can walk in a little bit to give you more lift through the heart. Nice. Take another breath. As you inhale, come back to your first position, lifting up the heart in a crescent lunge. Good. Scissor the legs, just get a little bit of energy walk coming up through the pelvis. And then exhale, sit back and bow. Take a couple of breaths. And then you're going to inhale forwards last time, lifting up the chest, drawing the belly in even as you lift up the chest. Good. And then exhale. Bow one more time. Good. As you come forwards once more, take the bricks to the side, ground the hands, lift the back foot and sweep the left foot up to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Good. Just hug everything into the middle there. Stay steady and strong, both legs straight. So you keep your downward facing dog shape and you start to hug the knee in. You can feel the back round as you squeeze your belly muscles in and touch the knee to the nose. Maybe that's not possible, but you can think about it. Good. Inhale, lengthen that leg back. Both legs straight and strong. Exhale, pull the tummy muscles in and take knee to nose, squeezing your belly.
Inhale, lengthen back. Good, and exhale, squeeze in. Last time, inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, squeeze in. Look to the hands, step the left foot forward, drop the right knee down, and then inhale, take the arms up. And once more here, get that sense of lengthening the back of the body and drawing up pubic bone to navel. Relax the shoulders and look up. Take hold of the right wrist and hinge to the left. Yeah. Good. So keep that sense of drawing the belly up, lengthening the tailbone. So you're really engaged with that left hip flexor. Feel that? Relax your shoulders, smile, enjoy. Well done. And then inhale to the center. Exhale, hands to the floor, lift the back knee and step forwards, right foot next to left. Inhale, lengthen forwards. Exhale and fold. Good. Choose how you want to come up. Maybe you lengthen back through that Ardha Uttanasana all the way up, sweeping the arms back up to the ceiling. And exhale, hands to the heart. When you're ready, inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, flow down into your forward fold. Inhale, lengthen forwards. And exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Let's inhale forwards into plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale into cobra. Squeeze the shoulder blades in. Draw the tips down towards your hips. And then exhale. Release, tucking the toes. Pressing back up, knees. Lift the sit bones, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, lift the right leg high. And exhale, step it forwards. Good. So we keep the back leg lifted this time. And hug the feet towards each other. Again, you feel this sense of drawing in and up into the core of the pelvis. Root the left hand down into the floor and start to lift the right arm up into a twist. So can you stack the shoulders? Feel as if you're rooting into the earth with your left, and from there growing, reaching to the sky with the right fingertips. Good. Take another breath. As you exhale, bring that hand down and sweep the right foot up to the ceiling. Good, three-legged dog. As you exhale, again, hug the knee into the nose. Same downward facing dog core exercise. Inhale, lengthening back. Exhale, hug the knee in. Good, last time, inhale. Good, hug in. And then step that foot forwards and drop the back knee down. So this time you can take both bricks to the inside of your right foot. And you can choose how high you have the bricks. So we're going to come into lizard or dragon pose here. So if you're a little bit stiff in the hips, then you can have your bricks high. And if the knee feels compressed, turn the toes out 45 degrees. So the knee's in the same angle. So it's up to you and how much yoga you do and how your hips are. So wriggle that foot a tiny bit further forward, Anne. Yeah, and you can take it wider if that feels too strong. Yeah, and then we come down. So if this feels easy, then you can take your forearms onto lower bricks. You might be able to get onto the floor. I can't do that. And then just start to let the breath soften a little bit. That's it. Yeah. So it's up to you. And if that feels too much, you can have one low, one high if you want to. So they're a little bit far away from you. So that's why you're about to fall. So if you bring that foot back a little bit. Yeah. And then start to bring your forearms onto the bricks here. So you're really coming. Yeah. So take that a bit wider there. There, now that looks better. How does that feel? Now, if you want to, you can make it a little bit stronger by just lifting the back knee. So we're here, And maybe you make the back leg super strong. Now, if it's halfway in between and you're sagging in the hips and the knees bent, then you're better off just having the knee down. If you can really firm through the back thigh, lifting the inner thigh towards the ceiling, and from the back heel, feel as if you're lengthening to the crown. Amazing, lovely. But otherwise, keep that back knee down. Holly, I would keep that back knee down. Yeah, looks great. And let's take 2 more breaths. If your knee is up, bring the knee down. Great. Just take the bricks to the side, ground that left hand again, take the right hand onto the right knee and start to twist and open up to the right. Take the top arm up. Lovely. Begin to sweep that arm forwards as you come up into your crescent lunge, taking both arms up. Press the hands together and turn the torso towards the right thigh. And then hook left elbow over right knee. And you can wriggle in if that helps. Pressing the hands together and take that into a deep twist. Lovely. Can you draw your belly in a little bit more? And then twist a bit deeper. And if you feel like it, root into both feet and just lift the back knee. No takers. And then drop the back knee down. Take the hands to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Both feet on the floor this time. And then inhale to lift the left leg high. Exhale, hug it in, nose to knee, knee to nose. Squeeze the belly. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, hug in. Good, one more time. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, squeeze in. Look to the thumb, step the left foot forwards. Drop keep the knee high, sorry. Root the right hand down. And again, feel that you're scissoring the legs together, getting some length through the spine as you turn and twist to the left. Keep the back leg strong. Well done. And then bring the hands down. Bring the bricks in. And drop the back knee. And again, you might be different on this side. So this feels a little bit easier for me to have the elbows here. So I'll take my bricks a bit lower. Good. And just experiment. Maybe you need to take the foot a tiny little bit wider, turn the toes out to get more space through the hips. Lovely. I feel like they can come forwards a bit, Holly. Yeah, and maybe in a tiny bit. Yeah. How's that feel? Good. So you then have a choice if you want to lift your back thigh. But you want to feel as if you were able to lengthen forwards through the crown. So that doesn't feel so good for me this side. I'm going to keep my knee down. Do what feels right for you. Can you get a smooth and steady breath? Take another breath here. Well done. And then start to walk the hands back. Take the bricks to the side. Bring the knee down if it isn't already. And hug the legs together. So you're squaring the pelvis, rooting into your right hand. Sweeping the arms up. The left arm up, rather. Great. And then start to sweep the left hand round to the front. Sweep the arms up. Press the hands together. And then bring the elbow to the outside of that left knee. Pushing the elbow to knee and then pressing the knee out to the side and into the elbow. And see if you can twist. But feel that you're not looking behind you, that you're looking towards your fingertips and lengthening through the crown of the head. And if you wish, you can always lift the back thigh. But only if that keeps you nice and strong.
Lovely. Take another couple of breaths. Shoulders draw into the back of the heart center. Steady the breath. Lovely. And then when you're ready, release. Inhale, lengthen. Up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Lift the back thigh. And then step the right foot next to the left. Lovely. Inhaling, sweep all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good, just got time to do a little balance. So we'll do Garudasana. So you can, if you're struggling with your balance today, you can take your sit bones to the wall. Let me show you, and then you can have a go. So we come into a chair pose, but not too low. And step left knee over and hug the shins together. So you might find here that you can wrap the foot around the shin. So you've bent through the knees, cross left over right, and then hug the shins together, or you might be able to hook. Good. Take the arms out wide, and then have the right elbow over the top of the left elbow. Bending the elbows, take the backs of the hands together, and you might be able to link onto the thumb. Little finger to thumb, or fingers wrapping around. Lovely. Well done. Garudasana, eagle pose. If you want to, you can hug into the middle and just take the elbows down to the knees. Keep the gaze soft. Good. Be patient with yourself. And then let's come up. Uncross the arms, uncross the legs, and come back into Tadasana. Well done. Inhaling, just sit back into a chair pose, not too deeply. Root into the left foot, cross the right knee over. And can you hug in the shins together? So you want to keep that sense of really pulling into the midline. You might find that your foot will wrap around. And then take the the left elbow over the top of the right. Thanks, Holly. Hugging into the midline will help with your balance. So you're squeezing the arms together, squeezing the legs together. And if you want to, if you have it available to you today, just bring the elbows down to the knees, squeezing the belly in. Take a couple of breaths, otherwise you stay lifted. Squeezing into the midline. And then release the arms, release the legs, sweep the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, come to fold. Lift the heels, bend the knees, taking the knees wide, come into Malasana. Bring the hands up in front of you, nice and steady. And then come down to the floor, lie on your back. Well done. Hug the knees in. Take the hands to the back of the knees or the thighs and start to straighten the legs up to the ceiling. Tone the tummy muscles back. You can take your heels together, your big toe joints together, and maybe slide the hands up towards the ankles. And then bend the knees so the shins are parallel to the floor. Release the left arm to the floor, take the right hand to the outside of the left knee as the knees come to the right, all the way to the floor. Good, and you might be able to just draw the right shoulder out to the side a bit more so you can open the chest to the ceiling. And then breathe into the twist. Releasing that knee, let the right arm release to the side, bring the legs back up, shins parallel to the floor, maybe rock a little bit. And then take the twist to the other side. So left hand to the outside of the right knee, knees to the left. And again, you might be able to just draw that left shoulder out a little more to open up the chest to the ceiling. And then breathe into the twist. The gaze can go right if your neck's comfortable. If not, then nose to ceiling is fine.
One more breath. And then release the left arm to the side. Bring the knees up. Rock a tiny bit, bring the feet to the floor, and then come into Shavasana. So if you are feeling tight in your back, then you can take the feet wide, let the knees rest together. Otherwise, straighten the legs out, taking the feet wide, and start to let your body release into the floor. Getting heavy, feel the pelvis heavy, the spine heavy, the skull heavy. And start to soften the breath. Little by little, the body just releases into the floor, no effort. If there are areas of tension or a little bit of uncertainty, just take your breath there. Letting go. Even allowing the face to soften. The jaw, the tongue, the eye sockets. Letting go. And then if you're at home and you want to, you're doing this on the recording, then stay there by all means. Otherwise, start to breathe a little bit more deeply into the body. Bring the feet together, firming the legs just a little bit, and reach the arms overhead to a full body stretch as you take the breath deeper. And then hug the knees in as you exhale. Roll to the side, just take a breath. Lying on your side for a moment, pausing before you come up to seated. And bring your hands together in front of your heart. Great love and gratitude. Namaste.